What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Crazy for KV's RC. I'm Tim. Welcome back to my channel. Took a little bit of a hiatus. Really came down to not a lot of new content as far as workbench stuff and dealing with some pretty poor weather as far as, you know, running opportunities, actually getting out and testing some trucks, driving them where I like to drive at the lake. The lake is really high. We've had a lot of rain. So unfortunately, I've been spending a lot of time on the workbench. Doing quite a bit of tinkering on the competition build I'm doing, but wanted to put out a video and was kind of waiting for the last part of this video as well in order to do it. So in this video, I kind of want to talk about supporting, you know, smaller businesses, actual people that are in the hobby, enjoy the hobby, and you know, have started a little side business, or maybe it's their full-time job, you know, between YouTube, social media, and putting out a few products. And, you know, this is kind of how they make their living now, and supporting them, you know, and breaking out of your comfort zone. You guys have seen I run a lot of Vanquish wheels, but I have been wanting to try some other, you know, high quality, you know, CNC machine wheels for some time. And, you know, that's part of this video, as you can probably see here. So we'll just get right into it. Probably the first thing I do want to talk about, and I've had these for a little while, a few weeks, and I want to, you know, give a huge shout out to Logan over at West Desert Wheeler. He makes these Cut'N'Shuts, and real quick rundown, you know, if you want to check him out, I'll link his website below. A Cut'N'Shut is basically a 1.9 tire, and he actually cuts, you know, up the sidewall, across the tread, and back down the sidewall, opens them up, adds a section from a donor tire, and you know, now they fit a 2.2. Kind of the reason for these is because a lot of 2.2s, you start getting into like that 5.4, 5.75, 5.85. The tires get really, really big, and there's a lot of applications that's just not practical. Another benefit is you get a little bit bigger tire, you get a little bit bigger rim, so you get less sidewall and less chance for, like, you know, the bead to roll out on, you know, some bead locks, and you just get less tire roll when you're on a side hill. If you watch Logan's channel, he runs these a lot of his buddies run them, and I've been wanting to get a set, but they sell out really, really quick. But I was able to snag a set, thanks to Logan. I did pay full price. You know, I didn't get a hookup or anything like that, but I've been wanting to support him and check these out because I don't have any Cut'N'Shuts, and this is actually the smallest 2.2 that I have now, which is really nice. So the overall dimensions of this is 5.25 inches. So it's kind of that sweet spot between the 4.75, you know, the common size for 1.9 inch rims, and the 5.75 you see on a lot of the 2.2s. This is a BFG crawler. This is in G8 compound. He did a few in Predator, not as many. He definitely runs a lot more G8 where he's at. I prefer G8 as well. And I think he was doing some ruptures. So if you're interested in checking him out, like I said, there'll be a link down below. He's kind of a grassroots company. He's a, you know, absolute great advocate for the hobby. Yeah, go support him. If you see these available, snag them because they do not last long. So kind of goes with those West Desert Wheeler Cut'N'Shuts is these SL3Ds. These are Squid inserts. And these Squid inserts are specifically made for those tires. The guys over at SL3D RC, they're out of Bozeman, Montana. They kind of saw Logan's Cut'N'Shuts and decided to make some 3D printed, like a TPU style insert. I don't have any of these style inserts. You guys know I like crawl innovations. That's, again, kind of what this is about, is breaking out of my comfort zone a little bit. And you know, going with some things that I wouldn't normally run. But honestly, the price on these isn't too bad. I think it was 60 bucks for the whole set. If you look at some nice dual stage foams, you're looking at $50 or so. And these are, you know, specifically, you know, sized and tuned for those tires. So if you're going to pick up a set of those, definitely check these out. Also linked down below. The last thing I'm going to talk about, I want you guys to be able to see it, is a set of these CNC Custom Wheels. He's on Instagram. I'll link his Instagram down below. He does limited runs on, you know, machined wheels, 1.9, 2.2 usually. He might do some other sizes. I'm not super sure about that, but I saw an opportunity to grab a set of these with intention of running them on my Cut'N'Shuts. Needed a set of 2.2s to run with those, and thought that'd be a great opportunity to kind of run 3 small businesses in one wheel and tire package. Unfortunately, as you guys can see, these are really wide. They're almost as wide as the insert at the widest portion. They're wider than the tire basically, so they're not necessarily the best fit. I might try to make them work. If not, these are definitely going to get used. One side note I do want to put out, because I didn't see any information about these, is they do not come with any rings or hardware. So Locked Up RC, I'll link them down below as well. That's where you're going to get the hardware for this. This runs an axial beadlock pattern, and I think an SLW, Vanquish style hub. So definitely have some hubs I can use for this, but had to order some of the rings. They're just not here yet. And if by chance those rims don't work, if they're just slightly too wide, I think I am going to run my 2.2 Vanquish KMC tanks. These are in gray. They've been living on my Rift for a little bit now, but they're not really getting used right now, so I thought I can put them on there. I've already done a size test on these with the Cut'N'Shuts, and they fit pretty well. They're still a little on the wide side, but they're a little bit narrower than those CNC wheels, so I think that's what we're going to go with. So I'm going to get the tires and the 3D printed Squid inserts mounted up to these Vanquish rims. We'll come back, we'll check them out, we'll see if I think they fit okay. When I get my new beadlock rings for the CNC Custom Wheels, we'll check those out as well. I'll unmount one set and just see how they fit and what they look like. And if I want to convert them over, then I'll do that. But probably not going to get any running footage in this video, just because, like I said, not a lot of opportunities. If I had an opportunity to get any running footage, it probably wouldn't be on very technical terrain, and my terrain's already limited enough. So I do want to actually show some of the benefits of these tires, as well as go out and hit some somewhat challenging lines at least. So I'm gonna get those mounted up, and I'll check back in with you guys in a minute. And we're back. Super easy to mount up the foams inside of the Cut'N'Shut tires. Everything mounted up to these Vanquish wheels really nice. I went ahead and mounted them up on my A1. I think this is probably what we're going to run them on anyway. So this is, probably the primary vehicle I could think of that would really benefit from having a little bit bigger tire, a little less side roll, very aggressive, performance-oriented vehicle. If you guys haven't seen this vehicle, this is an RC Speedy A1. I'm going to link a playlist up here, just so you guys can kind of see the build, kind of go over all the details. But it hasn't been ran yet. It was sitting on the Vanquish VXT2s, which are about 5 inches mounted up. So we gained roughly an additional, quarter inch on the tires. If you scale that up, these things usually scale between 8 scale and 9 scale, actually. So roughly like a 2-inch upgrade on your tires, full scale. So not insignificant. Waiting on good weather to take this out. This is definitely not a foul weather, rainy, muddy type vehicle. But yeah, really can't say anything but good things about the tires and the actual inserts. To be honest, I was a little speculative about the integrity and the strength about that insert that Logan does on his Cut'N'Shuts. He does glue that additional section in, but really strong. When you're putting foams in a tire, you kind of have to manipulate it quite a bit. So no issues, no signs that it came off. I really kind of tried to stress them out, didn't baby them when I was mounting them up, and yeah, pretty happy with how they turned out. I think I'm probably just going to keep these Vanquish wheels on there. They are basically like the max width that I would want, and those CNC Custom Wheels are about a 1/4 inch wider. So I need a bigger tire for those wheels. Possible future projects, don't want to spill any beans, But yeah, I will use them. You know, I'll find a good use for them, but this is not the application, and really none of my other trucks are either. I could put them on some 5.75s and run them on my Rift, but those are, you know, kind of hard to come by. They're not cheap at all, and I don't want to beat them up too bad. So if anyone has any questions about the Squid inserts that I got, they feel really nice, kind of firm, but you get a little bit of squish right at the top. No sidewall roll at all. That's one of the main benefits of these 3D printed inserts. Your dual stage foams, you get that nice soft outside, then a firm inside, but they're separate, so they kind of want to slide back and forth on each other. Some guys glue them together. They'll reach in there and just CA glue them, but you don't need that with this. They went in really easily. You know, using like a single stage foam basically is what this is. Performs like a dual stage, but you know, it's just as easy to get in there, if not easier. You can kind of fold it up into a tight little package, stick it in the tire, and it just kind of falls into place. And that's a perk of buying a foam that is made specifically for a tire. In Squid inserts, that's one thing that he does, is he has a lot of different size options. A lot of these 3D printed insert companies have a lot of different size options, so they make them specifically for tires. And I think that's because, you know, you can get really dialed dimensions because they are 3D printed. But that's gonna wrap it up. Sorry for the long hiatus, but you know, just trying to get things together, and I will see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching.